Welcome back to Old School Sports and our Out of the Park Baseball 24 playthrough of the Buffalo Wings. We are at opening day for the 2040 season. At the end of our last episode, we took a look at the preseason predictions, and from the simulation that was run, we're expecting our Buffalo Wings to have another good year, trying to make the playoffs for a 13th consecutive season. Last year was the first time in 8 years that we did not win the National League East title, so it would be good to hopefully get back on top of the division this year. We've also improved our farm system over the course of this offseason, added a lot of talent in international amateur free agency, and also traded away one of our best prospects and a lot of solid prospects and solid major leaguers for the number 6 prospect in baseball, Alejandro Contreras. He'll be starting the year in Double-A Utica, but we expect to see him at the major league level soon. And we also have 2 other top 30 prospects, Juan Toledo, who we just promoted to the DSL in Buffalo at the age of 17, and Jim Lance, who is a former second-round pick who will be starting the year with Triple-A Albany, even though he only has 6 games of experience in Double-A so far. We think he's ready to attempt the Triple-A level. So we will be following those players over the course of the year. A lot of players on the waiver wire. We'll just kind of take a broad look for those of you who want me to pay more attention to the waiver wire and see that when we look at the pitchers that are available, definitely some interesting guys out there. Chris Martin is a pretty well-balanced pitcher. Only on a minor league contract. He would not necessarily be the worst guy to put in on a claim. 34 years old, doesn't throw all that hard, extreme ground ball tendencies. He's been kind of a average-ish major league pitcher over the course of his long career. David Rivera has a pretty consistent profile. He's an Iron Man. He is making $5 million over the course of his career. He's definitely been an above-average major league pitcher. Don't know that I want to be on the hook for $5 million with him. We'll spend more time with this after we take a look at and play through the first game of the year. But we'll give those of you who are always interested in this type of information a quick look here. The waiver wire batters, Jim Arp, that's a familiar name, who was with us a couple of seasons ago at this point, did not meet expectations. You can see he hit a .185 in 513 at-bats for Miami last year, so did not really meet expectations for the Marlins either. Kevin Boardman, 31-year-old, is kind of the highest regarded player out there among the position players, making $6.1 million. Don't know that there's necessarily going to be a lot that we are going to try to do in waivers here on opening day of the 2040 season, but we'll certainly let you know if we decide to do anything. But right now, we are ready to, as has become our tradition, play our opening day game. And we are going to be going up against a division rival, the Pittsburgh Pirates. You can see a lot of positions where the Buffalo Wings are favored, including our starting pitcher, Alexis Barajas. A lot of new names in the lineup for us this year. Daniel Meza, who we traded for this offseason. He's a one-year rental for us, a veteran from Nashville, going to be playing third base for us, at least until Contreras does make it to the majors, at which time we'll probably shift things around. Josh Porter, we recently did a big trade with Atlanta to bring him on board. He's going to be our number 5 hitter and our center fielder. Had to get rid of Devin Cabuto, a former first-round starting pitching prospect in our organization. Know some of you don't like that trade, so we'll see how Porter does in his first action. And then Mitch Houlihan is taking over as our full-time catcher this season after being the backup for Andres Medina most of the past couple years. move ahead to get this 2040 season started for the Buffalo Wings. Hopefully, we will have a good performance on the field today. We are going to be home here in Buffalo against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and our ace Alexis Barajas is on the mound going up against Juan Arriaga, the leadoff hitter for the Pirates. You can see we've got a 2-2 count to Arriaga, and he goes down swinging on a cutter. So a good start to the season for Barajas. Jeremy Guerra, the number 2 hitter, up, and looks like a single for him down the right field line. Actually going to be more than a single. Could have been a stand-up double. Hard ground ball down the line, and a runner on second base. Guerra with the double to start things off. Barajas going against Steve Lara now. Guerra doesn't have a ton of speed at second base, and the number 3 hitter pops out to center field for the second out of the inning to Josh Porter. Now going up against the Pirates cleanup hitter Frank Herrera. 1-2 count to Herrera, and he is punched out for the final out of the inning. So 2 strikeouts for Alexis Barajas here in the top of the first, and the season will get underway for the Buffalo Wings, as it has for well over a decade, with Deshaun Seifu leading off for the Wings, chasing after 3,000 hits. He's probably about 3.5 years away from reaching that mark. Has exactly 1,000 career stolen bases. Still an outside chance he could get past Ricky Henderson in that category. And Seifu is plunked to begin the season. So a runner on base. Jim Town only has an average catcher arm. We're going to let Juan Estrada take a pitch, see if perhaps the Pirates are pitching out. Doesn't seem to be the case. Ball 1 to Estrada. So we are going to go ahead and send Seifu now. And Seifu is in there with his first stolen base of the season. The count to Estrada is 2-0. So we will let our two-way player swing away here. Unfortunately, he struck out with a full count on a pitch that was high. Juan Romero, who we traded for from the Braves last season, had an excellent first year in Buffalo, led the team in home runs and ribbies, hoping that this year's Braves edition, Josh Porter, will have a similar year. We'll see what Romero can do here, and he also strikes out. So we got that runner to second with nobody out. Since then, we've had a couple of strikeouts on full counts. Daniel Meza, his first at-bat, the longtime Nashville player, playing third base for us. We'll see what he can do his first at-bat with the team. And Meza flies out to left field to end it. So the hit by pitch on Seifu to lead off the inning ends up being for naught, even though he stole second and was there with no outs. Head to the top of the second. No score here in Buffalo. Barajas now going against Chad Bouton. And Bouton flies out to center field. Guess he might be Bouton. Looks like Jim Bouton's great-great-grandchild or something. Alexis Barajas now going after Sam Goodman. And Goodman flies out to center field for the second out of the inning. 2 outs, and Jim Town now up for the Pirates. A lot of pretty average players in the lineup for the Pirates, judging by their stats and their ratings. But Town does have a single with 2 outs, going after Luis Urrutia. He grounds it down to Meza. Meza goes the short way over to second to Seifu. And another inning gone, although the Pirates have gotten a hit in each inning. Bottom of the second, Josh Porter now with his first at-bat of his Buffalo career. And Porter flies out to left field for the first out of the inning. If anyone was wondering, here in Buffalo, we advertise a lot of lemon soda as well as gasoline. Mike Heiner has been dropped in the order this year, the longtime first baseman. pops up an old can of corn there to third base for the second out of the inning. And now Mike Broaden, who we brought on a year ago. Actually, it might be 2 years ago with Broaden at this point. He flies out to left for the final out of the inning. Buffalo still hitless, and we are down 2-0 as we head to the third. And in the top of the third here, Alexis Barajas going to be going against the number 9 hitter, John Hensley. And Hensley swinging at the first pitch, flies out to center field for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Juan Arriaga. Every time I say Juan Arriaga's name, it reminds me of that old Simpsons episode when they mentioned all of the soccer players. This is probably 25 or 30 years ago, but it's a funny clip because I don't know if Arriaga was the actual name of the player, but it was something that sounded similar to that, and they mentioned that all of the famous soccer players from around the world would be there, like Arriaga and Arriaga 2 and Barriaga. Maybe it had to be there. With 2 outs, we'll be going after Jeremy Guerra. And Guerra gives that one a ride to right center field. The first home run of the season for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 419 feet, a shot to the power alley in right center field. So Pittsburgh scores first. They're up 1-0, full count here. And a fly out to right field to end the inning. But the Pirates, 1 run on the solo homer, and they've got a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Steve Anderson, our shortstop, who we decided to bring back this past offseason, finally delivers the first hit of the year for the Buffalo Wings. A single to right field. Could be Anderson's last year with us. We'll see how things go, but he's making pretty big money this year, close to $11 million. He's a respectable hitting, respectable defending shortstop, pretty fully valued with what we're paying him, but with our budgetary situation, I felt it made sense to bring him back. Mitch Houlihan, who's now taken over as our starting catcher from Andres Medina, consistent 300 hitter over the course of his career, grounds out 6-4-3 here to begin his first at-bat of the season. Seifu now up with an 0-2 count and 2 outs, and Seifu grounds out to short for the third out of the inning. So 3 innings through, Pirates ahead 1-0. We're facing 4, 5, and 6, Herrera, Boughton, and Goodman. Alexis Barajas going up against the cleanup hitter Frank Herrera, and he drilled a single right up the middle. Actually, it was looks like it might be a single and an error. Yeah, it went under the glove of Porter, so ends up at second base. Call that a single and an error on the center fielder. So a runner in scoring position. We'll go after Chad Boughton here, and another hit. Runners on the corners now with nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Barajas has thrown only 40 pitches, but he has given up 5 hits at this point. Going after Sam Goodman now. And Goodman pops up to short center. The runner is tagged, and he is easily out. That was a bold move by the runner to try to score on that fly to center. We'll take it, though. 2 away now with a runner on second. See if Barajas can get out of this inning against Jim Town. And not going to be the case. Jim Town deposits that one in left center field, just to the right of the lemon soda sign. And it's now a 3-0 lead for Pittsburgh with a couple of home runs here in the first 4 innings of the day. Barajas now after Luis Urrutia. 2-1 count. and he will fly out to left to end the inning. But another couple runs for Pittsburgh. They've got 3 runs and 6 hits through 4 innings. Got to start trying to claw back here if we're going to have any chance of winning on opening day. Juan Estrada leading off for the Buffalo Wings here in the bottom of the 4th. A little dribbler to the pitcher, and Estrada with his good speed legs it out. Infield hit, second hit of the day for the Buffalo Wings. Juan Romero now up, full count to Romero, and he flies out to right for the first out of the inning. Daniel Meza, he also flies out to right field for the second out of the inning. And now Josh Porter up with 2 outs, 0-2 count to Porter, and Porter strikes out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Head to the 5th. Pittsburgh 3, Buffalo 0. Barajas going after the number 9 hitter John Hensley here to lead off the 5th. Hensley grounds it to first. Unable to make the play, 4-3 though, with Barajas covering. So an infield hit for Hensley. Juan Arriaga, the leadoff hitter, already up for the 3rd time here in the 5th inning. And Arriaga drills a shot down the left field line. Stand-up double, runners on 2nd and 3rd. So a rough first outing of the year for our ace, Alexis Barajas. He's thrown only 60 pitches, but they haven't all been good ones, that's for sure. We'll see if he can get out of this jam. Full count to Jeremy Guerra, and he does strike out Guerra for the first out of the inning. Steve Lara now up, 1-2 count to Lara, and he grounds out 4-3. The runners do not advance, so 1 out away from getting out of this jam. Runners were on 2nd and 3rd with no outs. Runners still on 2nd and 3rd now with 2 outs. Going after the cleanup hitter Frank Herrera here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 count to Herrera, and he grounds it back to the pitcher. 1-3 to end the top of the 5th. Still 3-0 Pittsburgh ahead of Buffalo. We're going to have 6, 7, and 8 up this inning with Heiner, Broaden, and Anderson going against the right-handed pitching Josh King for the Pirates. He's held us to just 2 hits thus far. Got our 3rd there, though, from Mr. Heiner. So a runner on first for Mike Broaden. We will let Broaden swing away here. It's snowing heavily here, so the 57-minute snow delay here in Buffalo, and they have made a call to the bullpen to the right-hander Noe Morales. We will probably do the same. Broaden here. See if he can come through now against the new pitcher. Broaden drives it out to center field, handled relatively easily. The runner unable to tag. 1 away for the Buffalo Wings here. Steve Anderson now up against Noe Morales. Anderson goes down swinging. Mitch Houlihan, the catcher, now up with a runner on first and 2 outs. And Houlihan grounds out to second base, 4-3. Head to the 6th inning. Pittsburgh 3, Buffalo still 0. Barajas with the 78 pitches is at a fatigue level, probably because of the rain delay. We've got a bunch of righties still coming up, so we're going to make our first call to the bullpen of this 2040 season. And we are going to go to Robbie Farrell, a guy who we picked up in a trade with Boston a couple years ago, came up towards the end of last season, spent most of his time in AAA, but he was one of the final guys to make our 26-man roster, and we'll give him an opportunity to pitch his first ball of the 2040 season here on opening day. Struck out the leadoff hitter, going after Sam Goodman now, the number 6 hitter in Pittsburgh's batting order. and Goodman drops a single in front of the center fielder, the 8th hit of the day for the Pirates, or the 9th hit of the day for the Pirates. They already had 8. Farrell now going after Jim Town. We'll go back to double play depth, just try to get out of this inning right now on one pitch, hopefully from Farrell. Farrell ended up striking him out. So 2 away now, going after the number 8 hitter, Luis Urrutia. 3-1 count to Urrutia. And he laces a hit down the left field near the line. Double for him, so runners on second and third. Number 9 hitter John Hensley is up. We'll see if Farrell can get out of this jam that he's gotten himself into here. Coaxes a grounder over to Seifu, 4-3, and we are out of the inning. So the deficit remains 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And Deshaun Seifu going to be leading off against Noe Morales here in the bottom of the 6th. And Seifu, diving play by the center fielder Goodman. Great defense by him to rob Seifu of a potential hit. Juan Estrada up with no outs. 3-0 count to Estrada. And Estrada walks. Juan Romero up. 1-2 count to Mr. Romero, and he grounds it down to third, 5-4-3, and another inning wasted for the Buffalo Wings here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So heading into the 7th, still at 3-0 deficit. Pittsburgh 3 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Buffalo no runs, 3 hits and 1 error thus far. Robbie Farrell going up against the couple lefties in a row. Farrell was not incredibly efficient last inning. Took him 19 pitches to get out of the inning. It's opening day, and we are going to go to Ben Borgen, the left-handed reliever. So Borgen going up against Arriaga. Grounder to Steve Anderson at short, and he just made the throw to get Arriaga. Nice play by the shortstop. 1 away, Jeremy Guerra, the number 2 hitter, now up. And Guerra delivers a single to center field. Going up against Steve Lara, now the right-handed number 3 hitter. And he grounds it to short, 6-4. No play over to first base. So got the lead runner on first now in Lara with 2 away, going after the switch hitter Frank Herrera to hopefully get out of this inning. 1-1 count to the cleanup hitter Herrera. And Herrera with a flare to right field. Looks like that'll be handled by Broaden. And we head to the 7th inning stretch. Pittsburgh 3. Buffalo, nothing. Noe Morales still on the mound. Our cleanup hitter, Daniel Meza, up at the plate. 3-1 count to Meza. And he draws a walk. So we've got the leadoff hitter on board here in the bottom of the 7th. Meza, not a lot of speed. See if Josh Porter can perhaps come through with a big hit. Full count to Porter. And he draws a walk as well. So it looks like Noe Morales may be losing it a bit. And they've made a call to the bullpen to go to the left-hander, Steve Galloway. Makes sense with us having 4 consecutive left-handers coming up. Could be time for us to do some pinch hitting. Heiner's actually one of our more effective left-handed hitters against left-handed pitching. So I think we'll be inclined to keep him in the game for now. We do have the rookie Jesus Rivera, center fielder Ben Elmquist as right-handers on the bench, along with our backup catcher Jorge Berrios, and then the switch hitting Mike Goodman. But we are going to let Heiner swing away here. 1-0 count to Heiner. And Heiner looks like either an error or an infield hit. They're calling it an infield hit. So the bases are loaded here with no outs. Mike Broaden is up. Broaden is not a particularly adept hitter against left-handed pitching. And we are going to go and put some pressure on the rookie, Jesus Rivera, making his major league debut today. He was the final guy who made the team for us. Jesus Rivera, international free agent signing from 2033, hit 284 in AA Utica, 281 in AAA Albany a year ago, and he's making his major league debut as a pinch hitter with the bases loaded and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Rivera comes through. Looks like that's going to be an extra base hit. A 2-run double by Rivera in the first at-bat of his career. So a big blow, still no outs. Runners on second and third in scoring position. Shortstop Steve Anderson up. And we will let Anderson swing away here, see if we can get another couple runs in, maybe take the lead. Steve Anderson dumps another single in there, and the game is tied. RBI single from Anderson, runners on the corners, and it's a 3-3 tie. Still nobody out. We're going to stick with Houlihan at this point. See if the number 9 hitter catcher can come through, and he draws a walk. This has been a brutal performance by the pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates here in the inning. Bases loaded once again. We already have 3 runs across. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Leadoff hitter Deshaun Seifu going up against Steve Galloway here. 1-0 count to Seifu. And infield single for Deshaun Seifu to give the Buffalo Wings a 4-3 lead. Bases still loaded, still nobody out. Question is whether we want to pitch hit for Juan Estrada. And I think we will. Let's try to just put this game out of reach right now. We are going to pinch hit for Estrada with Ben Elmquist, another right-handed hitter. Keep the pressure up on them with this left-handed pitcher in there. And he grounds out, finally an out. Grounds out the fielder's choice, 6-2 for the first out of the inning. So bases are still loaded, 1 away. Juan Romero up, 2-2 count to Romero. And he strikes out for the second out of the inning. And now Daniel Meza, our third baseman, up. And Meza grounds it to second. 4-3, the out is made. So kind of feel like it might have been wasted there as we still had the bases loaded with 4 runs across and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. That said, we've turned a 3-0 deficit into a 4-3 lead, and we are 6 outs away from a potential win on opening day. And we are going to let Jesus Rivera, the rookie, take over in center field. Going to push Josh Porter to right field and keep Ben, actually, and we're going to move Juan, can we move, we can't move Juan Romero to DH, so we'll keep Ben Elmquist in at DH for us. So Ben Borgen was on the mound with a bunch of right-handers coming up. We are going to make a call to the bullpen for Damari Hainsworth, guy we picked up in a trade with the New York Yankees this past offseason. Thought he would be a nice addition as a setup man for us. And the right-hander Hainsworth here with a 4-3 lead, making his Buffalo Wings debut here on opening day in the top of the 8th. Hainsworth going after Chad Boughton. Strikes him out for the first out of the inning. going after Sam Goodman now. 0-1 count to Mr. Goodman, and Goodman laces that one down the right field line for a single. Hainsworth now going after Jim Town. Will put the infield at double play depth. 1-2 count to Town. Struck him out for the second out of the inning. And now Luis Arucha back up again. 0-2 count to Arucha. And he strikes out as well. So Hainsworth strikes out the side in his first action as a Buffalo Wing. Heading to the bottom of the eighth, lead 4-3 here. Josh Porter will be leading off for Buffalo here against Steve Galloway. And Porter, a single to right field. Mike Heiner now up with a runner on first. Full count to Mr. Heiner. And Heiner grounds out. They get the runner 6-4 for the force. Heiner now on at first. Jesus Rivera, they brought in another left-handed reliever now. Josh Ingles, 29-year-old. We'll see what Rivera does his second at-bat in the majors. And not as productive as his first at-bat. Grounds out to a 4-6-3 double play. So we're heading into the top of the ninth with a 4-3 lead, and we are going to make a call to the bullpen for our closer, Joe Scott. Missed the end of last season, was not available for the playoffs, so this is going to be his first game action since the summer of 2039. See if Joe Scott, the 2038 Mariano Rivera Award winner in the National League, can get the season off to a good start. Going after the number 9 hitter, pinch hitter, Juan Mata. 0-2 count to Mata from Joe Scott. And that is popped out to center field for the first out of the inning. Now going after the leadoff hitter, Juan Arriaga. And Arriaga, with a single, gets the tying run on base here with one out in the top of the ninth for the Pirates. Number 2 hitter Jeremy Guerra up now. And Jeremy Guerra flies out to center field for the second out of the inning. So the Buffalo Wings are 1 out away, going after the number 3 hitter Steve Lara. Juan Arriaga, the tying run at first. The go-ahead run at the plate in Steve Guerra. 2-2 count from Scott, and he strikes him out to end the game. So a nice comeback for the Buffalo Wings. Picked up 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th to win 4-3 here on opening day in Buffalo, despite a almost 1 hour snow delay. Can see those win probabilities shifted pretty hard there in the bottom of the 7th inning. Seifu with a hit on opening day, also drove in a run and had that stolen base. Estrada, Porter, and the pinch hitter Rivera also each had hits. And Mike Heiner and Steve Anderson, a couple hits each. Not a ton of offense, but it was enough to get the W. Barajas, not the most vintage performance for him. Allows 8 hits over 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Got 4 innings of scoreless ball from the bullpen. Did allow 5 hits, but no walks and 6 strikeouts for the bullpen. Borgian gets the win in relief. Hainsworth with the hold in his Buffalo debut. And Joe Scott back from that strained triceps that cost him the end of last season to get his first save of the year this season. Jeremy Guerra, the player of the game for Pittsburgh. Guerra was 3 for 5 with a double and a solo home run. So the season off to a good start for Buffalo. A 1-0 victory for the Wings here on opening day. I'll spend some time with the waiver wire offline. And in our next episode, we will be back with the early stages of this 2040 season. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and hope you have a great day.